here I'm going to show you how you are going to custom design your students' notebook paper using this here same template that you have purchased. If you have not already purchased that template, don't forget to go check it out. So here you're going to find the actual template for the paper. On top right now, you're seeing just a white sheet of paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the image. We're going to go to layers. And we're going to take this layer here to the back. This here is the actual notebook paper. This is the one that Walmart sells. This is the 8 by 10.5 sheet. This is only the template to give you an idea where to place your image. So here we have placed the image here and here. We also have some elements on the side. You can put those, you can leave them, or you can just do the image of her. So we're using this here paper as a guide. You can also, if you want to make the contrast higher or lower, you can do that as well. So go to transparency. If you want her to be more vivid, you can bring her more vivid. But if you want her to be like just faded in within the paper, you can. I have done the same thing as well to her name. So it's totally up to you on the look that you want to do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to layers. I'm going to click that white sheet that we hid under layers. And I'm going to bring it above, not her, but above the line sheet right there. Because all you should be seeing in the background is the white plain background with her images on the side. Now we're going to go to download. We're going to do it as a PDF print, flattened PDF, and we only want to print this page. Done. Download. We're going to open files. We're going to print it, and I will be using the ET8550 printer to do this. So you can use whatever printer of your choice. So here I have a stack of white ruled paper. So the Epson 2880, I have to load the paper. Instead of loading the paper like this, which I would think that's how it should be with the 2880, I actually have to load it. Let's make sure I get this right. Like this. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case for the 8550, but we'll see. And one more thing I want to do before I do that. Because the image is set at 8.5 inch by 11 inch, I want to make sure I put a 8.5 by 11 inch paper in there. All right. I'm going to take that out without moving the guide. Place this paper here. And I think I'm going to focus more on that right guide. I don't know. We'll see once it prints which guide I should be focusing more on. But let's go ahead and print. Once again, I am using the ET8550. So I have placed the paper upside down. And let's see how it prints. All right, so here it is. Now, by looking at it, it's a lot far down. So what I'm thinking, upside down was correct because this is where it would come out. So now I'm looking at placing it upside down, focusing more on the left side, and then I'm going to close the guide. And let's see how that works out. All right, so I have reset it. When I went to go look at the paper settings, I saw that I had 13 by 19 inch settings. So that's probably why it didn't come out right. So I have put the right paper size settings, and now let's see how it turns out. All right, so here we are. We have a little bit cutting off at the ends. So that means to tell me I need to bring her image in just a tad bit more to the left. So let's go ahead. Let's move her over to the left some, and let's see how she prints there. All right, y'all, so I want to really come over to give you all some idea of where she's at this stage. So I'm going to go back to my layers tab, go to position, layers, and let's go ahead and move that white sheet down, because I had not been moving the white sheet down to actually see where she was. I was just trying to guess. So this is what the template is for, so I don't have to wreck my brains and be guessing where she's at. And as we can tell with the last edit, we need to move her, and she's actually almost like how she's positioned now, but we just need to move her over off that line, a tad bit off the line, and I want to say I'm fine with that. So let's get out of that. Actually, let's go back to positions, and let's, because remember, we don't want to print with the lined paper. Put that white paper back on top. Go back to share and print, and let's go back to the printer. All right. Let's look at her now. And I'm just as pleased as I want to be with those there settings. And of course, I still did it using plain paper, because with the photo gloss, you might have a little bit of bleed. It's not as bright, vibrant as the glossy settings, but it's totally going to be up to you which ones you want to use. All right, so now let's go ahead and add more sheets, and let's do a 25-page run. All right, y'all, so I have set it to the 25-page run now. And it is doing what it's supposed to do. We are aligned like we're supposed to be aligned. So don't forget to go ahead, go grab that template, and go see the full DIY video showing beginning to end on how to make this here happen, and happen the right way. All right, so after printing out the paper, I wound up going to Walmart and buying some of the plastic prong notebooks that is currently on sale. I like the plastic binders better because they are more doable, especially for young kids. But because those paper binders would probably be torn up within a week. To make this even more custom, I printed out some stickers, and for the biggest of the stickers, I added it on the front. And I did not use my Cricut to do this. I literally cut the stickers out by hand, putting a sticker on the front, making it more personal, and plus they'll know who notebook it is. And on the backs, I placed the smaller stickers. And voila, here is Corinne's custom notebook ready to go. Comment the word Corinne, and I will send you over the link to get your custom back to school templates, which are editable in Canva. And also you will receive the full wrap crayon templates, not just wrapping the front, but wrapping the backs, the sides, and also the bottoms. You will also receive the prompt on how I turned Corinne into a cartoon character and how I came up with her background using ChatGPT. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss this upcoming video of me showing you how I actually made these here crayon box. Until the next one.